Hi everybody, this is a new homemade instrument. This is basically made of 4 parts. First part is the Artiphon instrument, and another one is the Bose Speaker, and this is a guitar I broken for the occasion, and of course the iPhone gives the sound to everything. This was the first prototype I built. The components are the same, there are some variants. I will show you how I built this one. I drew the lines to cut the guitar, and this is my measure. With a depth of 45 millimeters. We aren't going to cut down straight, but with a little bit of offset, because we have to insert the Artiphon in this place. Finally, the cut is done. I used a grinder and a Dremel, and we now can try to stuck the Artiphon to the guitar, and this is seems to be okay, but it's not very fixed, it's not very stuck, so we have to find a way. I solved it like this. I put two small pieces of wood. I had to put another piece of wood at the end, because it went deep inside the guitar, and so now I drew the lines to cut the speaker hole. Artiphon has got 3 plugs on the side, so I have to cut another hole to put the jacks this way out of the guitar body, and so when I plug it, is something like this. And like this. And that sounds good. I had to make another hole, because Artiphon has also got the switch on button, like this. So I had to build a little extension for the switch. It's something like this. I made it basically with 2 felt tips pen. I cut this big felt tip pen and another one, and this is a button I found somewhere. You can find it in garbage electronics, and this is a spring I made with a guitar cord. You roll it around the pencil, and this works like a normal spring, and when you make something like this, you can have your extension. It just works like this. I'm gluing another piece of wood just to make the extension reach the switch. In the meanwhile, I cut this piece of wood to make a base for the Bose speaker. and this should be glued to the bottom of the hole of the guitar, like this. To have the speaker more stable inside the hole, I realized these two pieces of plastic cut from the cover of this DVD box. Okay, this is how I made. I used some couples of nuts and bolts. Avoid using normal screws because it's not a stable solution. We will make the space for the speaker in this way, and we will screw it to the bottom of the guitar, but not now because we have to work inside of the guitar. Let's try to see how it works, and it looks good. We just have to think something to block it here. I went to the hardware store and found this. I will use it in this way. I cut two pieces of wood and wrapped around some rubber. The hardware store I also found this. That is pretty much what I need to insert inside the guitar body and stack it in a solid way. So here we are. I fixed the DVD covers with the bottom of the guitar with two screws, and now I fixed the thing we made before, and you can use it like this and to open like this. So now we are ready to put inside the speaker in this way and to fix it like this. The speaker has got the Bluetooth capabilities, but we are not using them because it gives to the instrument too much latency. So we will use the line in, that is here. This is the input and this is the power supply. So we have to make a hole inside the DVD cover on the left side to make space in this way for the cables. Okay, this is how I resolved it. I had to enlarge this hole a little bit because it made more comfortable the movements, inserting and extracting, and now it's finished. To hold the phone, I will cut a little piece of the guitar here to make the phone stand like here. I bought this machine clamp and I'm planning to fix it in the hole I will make. Okay, this is how I cut the guitar. I made this little hole to insert the holder for the phone. I am planning to put a little piece of wood attached in the back of the guitar to stack the phone holder with a metal band like this one, and that's it. This is how I made it. I realized the holder for the phone holder, and I'm planning to glue it to the bottom of the guitar like this. Okay, my phone fits perfectly inside the hole, and there is only one problem, that the plug is on this side, and we have to practice a hole in this position. Okay, here is it. This Artiphon cable comes from the Artiphon that is already plugged, and then I fix it and then I take the iPhone and plug it in this way. And it seems good. Now all we've got to do is to charge the Artiphon and the speaker with inserting the two plugs in the power supply. But we don't want to do it every time because we have to leave everything inside the guitar body. So what I'm planning to do is to put these two connectors inside the guitar body and to use a normal power supply that we will connect to this one, and this everything goes to the power supply. Here we are. This is the connector. I just connected two wires because we don't need the ground, that is the black one, and connected three power plugs in parallel. We used three because one is for the Artiphon supply, the other one is for the charger for the speaker, and this one is another if you want to charge the telephone when it's connected to the power supply. Okay, all the wires are connected. I passed the wires and organized them with this kind of solution, and this is the power plug. And let's see what happens if we connect everything to the hardware. So this is the power plug for the speaker. This is the other plug, the audio jack. Stuck with it. Okay, and now we need the Artiphon for the three plugs. We have number one, the power supply, and then the connection to the phone, and then the connection, the audio connection. So we just need the iPhone now, and there are two cables. This one comes from the Artiphon, and this one comes from the power supply. So we can use this to charge the white one to charge the iPhone, and this one to play. We cannot play charging it, alas, but this now is going to be used for charging everything. So this is everything is connected, and now we just need to give the power supply. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is charging. It produces a noise when it's charging, and the phone is charging. We got this kind of, okay, now it's charging, and even the Artiphon is charging. To improve the stability of the Artiphon inside, I used this kind of solution. I modified this bottle cap and made something like this. You just put this inside like this and stuck with it. So now it's more stable. Although the Artiphon app has got his own presets, I decided to make my own preset to make this thing sound better, and I will show you what it is. This is my first preset. Is what they call Smart Strum Ukulele, and it's very good because you can use you can have chords without pressing all the shape of the chord. You just have to press one. You can press it everywhere and you can have the chord. This is C, D minor, A minor, F, G, A minor, and you can of course change the key with B or B flat. The second preset is this one, I put it in the second slot, and is what I call the guitar band. Is something like a guitar. The sound is similar to an acoustic guitar, but if you press more, you can bend the string. It's very velocity sensitive, and you can even play it with different sounds. For example, with GarageBand. In GarageBand I have many different guitars, so for example this one, the Roots guitar, Roots rock guitar, and the sound is very good. It really sounds like sounds like a real guitar. This one as what the Artiphon called top guitar slide, and the top guitar slide is something like this. Is something like fretless bass. But you can use it in many different ways. For example, one of my favorite way to play it is in GarageBand, using an audio unit for the audio units come from the Noise app. If you have installed the Noise app, is very good for the Artiphon, because the sound comes from the Rolly keyboard, and the Rolly keyboard has very good sounds, and you can use it in companion with the GarageBand. You can have the sound in the audio unit of GarageBand, and you have such an instrument like this. For example, the what they call mellow duduk is something like no, this is not a mellow duduk, this is a trumpet, I think. But you can change the volume and the pitch in a fretless way. And the fourth preset I like best is this one, is what in the Artiphon app is called a guitarist violin. And the guitarist violin is something like this. You press the strings sensor, and you have more volume. An electric piano sounds like this. It's very sensible to the velocity. Okay, this was my compilation of presets. You can play it in companion with other apps. For example, one of my favorite apps is Thumb Jam. With Thumb Jam you got a lot of good instruments, good samples from instruments, and you can play it in companion with other apps like, for example, GarageBand. Let's say we want a guitar in a GarageBand, and in Thumb Jam we got a flute, and they can play together like this. As you can hear, you can play the guitar, and together the other app plays the flutes, and the flutes is touch sensitive with the pressure, and so I can control pressure. Everything seems to work fine. This is Diego, and these are the two Artiphon Instrument modified. This is called AZ1 and this is AZ0, although it's not written. This is Diego, he is a keyboard player, and so is doesn't know the guitar tuning, and is playing it with the first preset I show you. I am playing the third preset with the sound of Mellow Duduk I found in the noise audio unit, and let's see what happens.